What's up, guys? It's Casey AKA Kayso here at Relentless. I'm the pastor's assistant. Love it. I'm just going to tell you about myself real quick. Grew up in Mustang, Oklahoma. Still outside Oklahoma City. Not the greatest place to grow up in. Kind of about my home life. Sad thing is I grew up in just a real broken, kind of busted home like so many people nowadays. It's horrible. It's so sad. And my biological father wasn't ever really a part of my life. I met him in 6th grade, and after that, no communication. Mother real big into drugs and just in and out of my life. Through that, I did have my brother. He was there, and it was great. Moved out here to Texas at the beginning of high school. Really big outcast from the crowd here just because of the way I grew up. Had no Jesus in my life whatsoever. Started getting into drugs and drinking. The real party scene in high school. Started selling drugs actually with a couple of people, and it was just, my life I just felt was going nowhere. I didn't know what to do. I wasn't looking to God whatsoever. It was just I was in a bad place and I was lost. Came out here to Greenville, met a couple of guys out here, really just still partying scene. Actually got kicked out of my aunt and uncle's house. That's who I was living with at the time, for throwing a party. So I moved here to Texas from Oklahoma around the beginning of high school. And I'm glad I moved out here because I was like on the brink of just being homeless in Oklahoma, no family. So my brother got me in Oklahoma. We came out here to Texas just in a nice notice, and like I said, it's just big outcast here, and just fell in with the wrong crowd immediately because that's what I was used to. And in high school, big into drugs, partying, drinking, real bad place. No God was in my life whatsoever, and I just fell into depression. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to look to, where to go. I couldn't relate with anybody. I had no love in my life. It's like I kind of always knew there was a God, but I didn't want to believe in him because of the life that I lived, where I came from, how everything kind of happened to me. I was like, how could there be a God if he allowed this to happen to me? And it's funny because I would talk to him, but I didn't believe in him, you know. And I was just in a depression, and did have thoughts of suicide at times, and it's such a scary thought now, looking back and having thoughts of suicide when you don't believe in a God. It is a scary thought. And I moved out to this town, Greenville, and started kind of meeting these guys, partying a little bit. And the pastor Relentless, actually, Tyler, was really someone that God used to impact me. Out of nowhere, he just came into my life and started radically just kind of messing up like my beliefs, what I thought was going on, and I started slowly drifting away from the party scene, from the drugs. I wanted to stop drinking. I quit smoking weed and all this other stuff, and that was the real first time God used someone to connect with me, allow me to get his love, really to feel Jesus' love for the first time. He was really someone to impact me in a God way, in a Jesus loving way, and I was just connecting with him. He would take me out to conferences, just really loving on me in a way that I haven't felt before. Completely new to me, but something inside me told me like this was right. This is what you've been looking for. This is what you've been needing, Casey. So finally, I just felt this love, and it was great. I knew this is the direction I was wanting to go, and Tyler really connected with me. He was like, man, where you're at right now isn't where you need to be with associating with these people. It's gonna hurt. This is just God chiseling away at you. There's a crucial point in your life, and he was like, bro, come move in with me. It's me, this other guy. We're in a 1-bedroom apartment, but we got Jesus. It'll be great. And at the same time, this other guy that I knew I shouldn't be associating with, living in Dallas, I was like, no, come move in with me. And Satan was making that look like it was going to be the greatest thing ever. And just knowing this part in my life, I needed to go live with Tyler. That's why I had peace about. I did it. Satan kind of just changed my focus and allowed me to go just move in with this guy in Dallas. And Satan used all he had to take me out. I knew the truth, so Satan was doing everything in his power to knock me out, take me out of the race. And that's kind of what happened. I fell into drugs. I slipped back into the party zone. Even though I knew the love of Jesus, I just easily fell back into it. Landed myself in jail. It was just a bad situation. Got a felony. My bail was $35,000. I remember laying in my cell that night and just, God, like, what do I do now? Like, I couldn't even pray to him because I was just moaning and groaning and just in so much pain and hurt that I could do something like this to him. And I felt like I wasn't just getting anything in return. I felt like I wasn't even worthy of hearing him again because of how bad I screwed up. It's like I knew him and then I just completely turned my back on him. And I'm like, how could a God love me again, even though I just screwed up so bad and I just completely forsake him, deliberately just disobeyed everything he was calling me to do. And that night I just felt the breath of God just overtake me. It just hit me, and from that moment I've been radically changed ever since. I can't explain it. Only way that you can kind of understand what I'm saying is if you felt it before, and it was just something that was so great. Luckily, one of my buddy's moms came up with the money. She bailed me out. She was a Christian lady. She was a big influence in that season of my life, a couple months. And then Tyler, talking to him and him just able to show Jesus love again. He's like, man, I know you messed up. I know it was a bad point in your life, but I'm still staying here. Open arms, come move in with me. Come get under discipleship. Come learn. Come have community. Come back to receive this Jesus love. And so I did. I just within a day packed up and got out there, and that was the best, one of the best decisions I've ever made, getting out there. And I wouldn't, even though I went to jail and got a felony on my record and experienced all that, I wouldn't change anything because God used that and what I experienced to just empower me in so many different other aspects of my life, allow me to connect with people. And I know that's something I needed to go through. I needed to fall on my face for him to bring me up. That's where I grew. You don't grow on the mountaintops, you grow in the valley. I was in the valley, and that's where God breathed on me. He came and met me in the valley. He didn't wait until I got up on the mountain to come and really touch me, affect me. So I got out here to Greenville. Really just Tyler allowed me to jump in Relentless, jump on board with him and all these guys. Just going to radically change this city, radically shift the passion of this generation to God. That's what we're trying to do. And through all this stuff I've been through, God is going to use that to allow me to connect with people. And I'm so grateful for that. I wouldn't change anything that I've had to experience growing up in a drug home, a fatherless home, a broken, busted home. I know that all that time during that, he was working in the background. He was working behind the scenes to ready me for now, to ready me for where I'm going in life, the things I'm going to do. And it's just such a sweet thing to think about, that we go through these things for him to chisel us down, for him to ready us, to prepare us for what may come later on in life. And it's so great. So just a quick word to, all my brothers and sisters out there, like, if you felt you've never been worthy, you felt like you don't amount up if you can't be used by God, that's completely untrue. Look at me. All I've done, all I've been through, I've screwed up. I've done things I don't even like to talk about still. But God's grace has just forgiven me of all that. I've been wiped clean. I have a clean slate, and now I can go out and do God's work because he calls all of us, every single one of us, no matter what you do or what you have done, it doesn't matter. All you gotta do is just, it's funny to say, but conversate with him, ask him for forgiveness, and his grace will just purify you, wipe you clean, basically, just renew you. And it's such a sweet thing. So by God's grace, I've been saved. I've been radically changed, radically loved on from God, and I'm so thankful. I just encourage you to not look at your past and somehow get worked up in your mind that you can't do some for God's kingdom. You're not worthy enough. That's the enemy. The past isn't a place. The past is a voice. And a lot of times we bring that up. We always like bring up the past, like, oh, I've done this or I've done that. I can't go out now and try and connect with people. They'll think I'm a hypocrite, all this, but that's so untrue. I was that, and now I'm this, where I am. You see me now as a pastor's assistant, as a prayer leader. That's proof of the gospel right there. God has used Relentless to really impact me, to really shift my passion for God's glory, for His kingdom. I love it. It's such a sweet ministry. It's such a great thing God's doing in the city of Greenville. And I know this is just the beginning, and this is just a season of me learning, of me growing, and I'm so thankful for it. And I'm so happy that God's allowing me to be a part of it, especially under Tyler. He's such a great mentor, and God, that is such a special man of God. He's being used by God in mighty ways. And so I just encourage anyone to come out to Relentless, to come be a part of it, to come just see what we're doing. We're not like most churches, honestly. We've been called misfits. We've been called outcasts. People in town call us a cult, which I think is sick. I think it's funny. We're one of the few churches, few ministries I know of right now that really just runs after God, really just yearns, hungers, thirsts for a taste of God, for just a breath of God. One of the ways God's using me now is I'm a Christian hip-hop artist. That's why I said AKA Kayso. That's my stage name. Not the cheese queso. Let's go ahead and get that clear. Kayso. Queso, not cheese queso. So it's just great. It's so much fun. I'm so thankful God's really used me in that type of ministry, that unusual ministry, to connect with people. Y'all can definitely check me out, especially if you come to Relentless. And just thanks for sitting through this and allowing me to speak to you.